This is a Saturday Morning TVLog from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Welcome to another Saturday Morning TVLog, and this time around it's the Adventures of Gulliver, brought to us by Hanna-Barbera. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Doyle, the Big D to you. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So this week's Saturday Morning TVLog is the Adventures of Gulliver, a fun-filled fantasy adventure series produced by Hanna-Barbera, loosely based on Jonathan Swift's satirical novel from 1726, Gulliver's Travels. It also blended in a little comedy as well. It originally premiered on ABC in September of 1968, so I'm just a couple months late for its anniversary cut. So it's been 55 years since this show came out. Here's the story of this. While on a treasure hunting voyage with his father, Gary Gulliver, and his dog Tag, that's Tag with two G's, end up shipwrecked on an island. On this island is the kingdom of Lilliput, where its inhabitants have a height of only a few centimeters. Gary and Tag are caught by the Lilliputians while they are recovering from the shipwreck. Afterwards, they become great friends. With the help of the Lilliputians, which consists of King Pomp, the monarch of Lilliput, plus his daughter, Flirtatia, Bunko, Eager, and Glum. Gary continues to search for his missing father. Now, a subplot in the series involves a map that Gary's father left to him after secretly putting it inside Tag's collar before the shipwreck. They're always trying to now each week, Gary and the Lilliputians try and do their best to find Gary's father and stay one step ahead of the villain of the series, the evil Captain Leech, who in the adventures is always attempting to steal the map from Gary. Well, after only a mere one season, but a pretty decent 17 episodes produced and aired, the show ended in January of '69. But however, it did continue in reruns for the rest of that season, and then returned for reruns in the summer of 1970. Then the following year, it became part of the syndicated version of the Banana Splits Adventure, now called the Banana Splits and Friends Show. There were even toys that were produced in Germany. Now, and I've seen the series before, but I saw it on Boomerang. I've seen all 17 episodes, and they're pretty good and what have you. Now, I gotta give credit for what we get to see and what have you. The music is really good, just like what you could get from any other Hanna-Barbera series. We have a good voice cast as well. Voicing Gary Gulliver is Jerry Dexter, who recently voiced Aqualad in the Aquaman and Teen Titans cartoons the previous year in the Superman Aquaman Hour of Adventure on CBS. He also recently voiced Chuck in a previous Hanna-Barbera series, which was Shazam. After this, he also went on to voice Alan on Josie and the Pussycats, and Hal on C-Lab 2020, which that's a show I have yet to talk about. I definitely need to talk about that. And Biff on Fang Face. Plus a lot of other tunes. Let me see. Next up is a familiar voice to Hanna-Barbera, and that's John Stevenson, voicing Captain John Leech, Thomas Gulliver, and King Pomp. You know Stevenson best for voicing Mr. Slate on the Flintstones. And also, he was the original voice of Dr. Ben Quest on Johnny Quest before Don Masick took over. And of course, Stevenson went on to do voices for numerous other Hanna-Barbera series, so I won't get into that. Voicing for Flirtatia is Janie Tyler. Yes, let me see. Who was recently well known for voicing Gumby, as well as let's see, I'm trying to find. Oh yeah, and recently she was she did Jan on Space Ghost and Dino Boy. and lots of other series. hmm Yeah, she also went on to lend her voice to Aunt Martha and Polly and Devlin and Sue Richards, the Invisible Girl, in the new Fantastic Four. Now, although she did lend her voice to the original Hanna-Barbera series, but that's about it. Mm, Alan Melvin, I'm sure you know who that guy is. You may remember him best as Sam the Butcher from the Brady Bunch. But he also was well known for playing numerous characters on the Andy Griffith Show, as well as Pete Dudley on My Favorite Martian, Corporal Henshaw on the Phil Silver Show, and Sergeant Hacker on Gomer Pyle. Oh yeah, and Barney Hefner on All in the Family and Archie Bunker's Place. He lent his voice to all sorts of characters. Recently, he had voiced Magilla Gorilla for Hanna-Barbera, and he did other voices after this, including characters on the Chattanooga Cats, as well as Filmation's Wallow Kitty series, and the Filmation Flash Gordon series. Oh yeah, and let's not forget, he also voiced Bluto on the all-new Popeye Hour for Hanna-Barbera. Don Masick, who was still just a year away from voicing Scooby-Doo, but still he recently became the second guy to voice Dr. Benton Quest. Well, did the voice of the Lilliputian Eager and did the vocal effects for Gary's dog Tag. So he's done numerous stuff for Hanna-Barbera, and everyone knows that. Now let's see. Now, and finally, Glum is voiced by Herb Vigran. If I mispronounced the name, I do apologize. He's appeared on numerous programs, including, let's see, he's appeared on I Love Lucy, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, Dragnet. Hmm. There's a lot. Let's see, he's been on Maverick, he's been on Bonanza. He recently voiced cops on the Flintstones. Just trying to find some more and what have you. He'd also go on to do the voice for voices in one episode called The Little People in Hanna-Barbera's half live action, half animated series, The New Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, which debuted the same year. I will talk about that in a future episode. He's also been on M12 and Gunsmoke, plus a lot of others. There's too many to mention. I do apologize for taking so much time. Whew. Even so, I think The Adventures of Gulliver is just an amazing series. Now, of course, this wasn't the first time. Everybody knows there were numerous animated takes of Gulliver's Travels before this. And, well, I had forgotten there was one that came out in the 90s done by Saban, but I don't have much of a recollection of watching that show, even though I was around at the time that was on. But anyway, yeah. And Ted Nichols was the music director. So again, that was pretty good. Ken Spears and Joe Ruby, who of course would create Scooby Doo Where Are You the following year, were the story writers for the series. Anyway, that's about all I can tell you. This show has not been released on DVD. I have looked, but I'm afraid it's not released on DVD, not even through the Warner Archive. Now, you can find the first episode on one of the Saturday Morning Cartoons of the 1960s collections, however. And while despite Hanna-Barbera, of course, is under license at Warner Bros., there are maybe 2 or 3 or maybe more episodes on YouTube. So try and look that up. You might have some luck of finding that on YouTube. You can also find the full series on the Internet Archive as well. So anyway, so if you don't have luck with YouTube, check the Internet Archive. You'll be just look up the Internet Archive, and you'll find all 17 episodes there. Now, before I end the video, let me give you a better look at the characters. Here's what I believe is a cell frame of there's Gary Gulliver in the middle, and there's Tag, and that's Captain Leech, the villain of the series. Here's a little bit of a better look at Gary and the Lilliputians. You'll know who they are when you who they are. I like them all. Flirtatious is one of my favorites. Glum is absolutely funny as well. He's always saying at times, "We're doomed." So anyway, I think the Adventures of Gulliver, I feel like it's pretty good. It sort of kind of feels like an underrated tune, but in my opinion, it's a good show from Hanna-Barbera. Look the show up, okay? You can find a few episodes on YouTube, not too many, as long as Warner Bros. Hasn't locked them off. Now, I haven't really tested, but I think you can see them without much trouble. But again, the Internet Archive and maybe other places that maybe like oh, I don't know. There might be some other streaming services that may have it. Look it up, okay? But anyway, what did you think of the Adventures of Gulliver? Let me know in the comments section below. If you liked the video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And stay tuned, tonight I will be giving you a spoiler-free review of the Marvels. So I do hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, consider checking out the Saturday Morning TV logs for some of these other shows. Direct from the world of Hanna-Barbera. In the upper left-hand corner is the Saturday Morning TV log I did for a real underrated show from the Hanna-Barbera Vault, and that was Wildfire from 1986. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see the Saturday Morning TV log I did on the original Space Ghost and Dino Boy. Or if you would like maybe something that may not be from Hanna-Barbera, see last week's Saturday Morning TV log of the Croft Super Show in the bottom left-hand corner. Which reminds me, I forgot to mention, the Electro Woman and Dinah Girl and Wonderbug segments on the Croft Super Show, they were actually both created by Joe Ruby and Ken Spears. I forgot to point that out to you. Sorry about that. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the Saturday Morning TV log, then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and next week's Saturday Morning TV log is Kid Power. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.